Hello and welcome to Into the Box, presented by Wilson's Transportation. I'm your host, Tally Campbell. On today's show, we'll take a look at round one of the BC Junior Lacrosse League playoffs. We speak to Rod Wood, the general manager of the Victoria Shamrocks, and the West Lacrosse Association comes down to ruling between the Maple Ridge Burrards and the New Westminster Salmon Bellies. That and so much more, this is Into the Box, presented by Wilson's Transportation. And welcome to Into the Box, presented by Wilson's Transportation. A big thanks to Wilson's for being our title sponsor of Into the Box, which features the Western Lacrosse Association and the BC Junior Lacrosse League. Starting in the BCJALL right now, it is playoff time, round number one, where the Clip Madden actually lead the New Westminster Salmon Bellies by a series of 2-0. Game number 3 goes on Saturday evening. The Victoria Shamrocks are down 2-0 against the Delta Islanders. The third game goes this Saturday in Victoria. It won't be at the Q Center though, however, because Rock the Shore's on. It'll be at Slider Penguin. And of course, that is game number 3 as the Victoria Shamrocks are down 2-0. It's my honor now to be joined by the general manager of the Victoria Junior Shamrocks, Rod Wood. Rod, before getting into playoff talk right now, let's talk about the trades you made on trade deadline day. You acquired some players and even a goaltender, Matt Zuff, from the Iowa tournament. Talk about those couple of trades you made.
Okay, so we realized we had a couple shortages on the team, some holes to fill. And Langley approached us with a couple of players that they wanted to move to give them a chance to finish off the year with a playoff team, because they realized they weren't going to be going to the playoffs, and basically made me a deal I couldn't refuse. It was a great opportunity and a very reasonable price, and picked up a couple of real top end guys. So that was the one. The other one was our backup goalie, Liam Reed, is trying to become a professional hockey referee. And in order to do that, he has to go to some pretty high-end referee clinics, and one is this weekend coming up. So we realized we'd be in the playoffs and we wouldn't have a seasoned backup goaltender. So we approached Nanaimo about getting that and made the deal with them to get him on basically on a rental basis, if you want to put it that way. He's down here for the rest of the year, and then his rights go back to Nanaimo when the year's over.
The season in a whole for the Victoria Shamrocks, it was pretty impressive. Great numbers by Charles Claxton, the goaltender. Great numbers by Cole Pickup as well. Talk about the season as a whole, and were you impressed with the season?
It actually went a little better than I had forecast. The boys had some big wins. That win against Coquitlam was massive. We were the only team this year to beat them. People say, well, they didn't have their full lineup, but neither did we at that point in time. There's sort of 2 seasons in junior lacrosse because of the school situation with the NCAA schools. And you have like a preschool season and then an after-school season. And I believe it's very important to get out and get the points early in the year. We tried to keep our schedule balanced when we were planning it. And I think it paid off for us, because early in the year we picked up some much-needed points that carried us later on in the year.
And lastly, Rod, you guys not in a situation you'd like to be right now, down 2-0 against the Delta Islanders. Game number 3 this Saturday. What do your guys have to do to win this game?
Game 1, the boys didn't show up. That's simple. Right from the goaltender out to our forwards, the boys weren't there. Their heads were somewhere else. I don't know what was going on. It didn't look like our team at all, and Delta jumped on it, took advantage of it, and they spanked us. They totally embarrassed us. Game 2 on Sunday, we played our game. They played their game. That was one of the best lacrosse games I've seen in years. The goaltending at both ends was unbelievable. And, we ended up on the losing end of it. It could have gone either way. We need to play another game like we did on Sunday. If we can play like that again at home, the game could very easily go our way this time. That's the way I expected this series to be, was 1 or 2 goal games and probably going a 5-game series. It's going to be a bloodbath. Well, not a bloodbath, but it's going to be a hell of a game on Sunday and Saturday, I should say. And I expect a win on Saturday, and it will be over there on Sunday.
Great, thank you. That was Rod Wood, the general manager of the Junior A Victoria Shamrocks. Changing gears now into the Western Lacrosse Association now, where Commissioner Ernie Durant has put a ruling down for the New Westminster Salmon Bellies and the Maple Ridge Burrards. And the following states. On July 10th, the Western Lacrosse Association received a formal protest from the Maple Ridge Burrards involving their game against the New Westminster Salmon Bellies at Queen's Park Arena on July 9th. The protest reviewed by WLA Commissioner Ernie Turant, it has been ruled that the New Westminster Salmon Bellies were in violation of Rule 8.02.5 of the WLA Open Operating Policy. Upon the ruling, the 2 points which were won by the New Westminster Salmon Bellies will be awarded to the Maple Ridge Burrards as outlined in the WLA Operating Policy for violation as of Rule 8.02.5. The New Westminster Salmon Bellies do have the right to exercise an appeal process if they'd like. And we're going to now pass things to a message from our sponsor, Wilson's Transportation.
Getting there is half the fun.
The drivers are so nice. They make us feel safe, and they're very courteous. They handle our luggage.
It's a great price, and I don't have to bug my friends at 6 in the morning.
It comes every 35 minutes. It's very convenient, and it's a much less expensive option than taking a taxi cab, which is great for me and my bosses.
I like it.
Boom, I'm there at the airport right away.
It just makes sense.
Frequent, affordable, and reliable. The YYJ Airport Shuttle.
And welcome back to Inside the Box, presented by Wilson's Transportation. I am your host, Tally Campbell. Of course, the YYJ Shuttle is a division partner of the Wilson's Transportation Company. They do bus tours, they do school tours, sporting teams, and much more. Visit Wilson's Transportation for all your busing needs on Vancouver Island and around British Columbia. This past week, looking across the Canadian Junior Lacrosse League now is a brawl brought out by the Whitby Warriors. Take a look at this brawl.
Hey, can I get a...
Alibaba Pizza. Satisfy your cravings.
And that is all the time we have for this edition of Into the Box, presented by Wilson's Transportation. Of course, big thanks to Wilson's Transportation for being our title sponsor. Alibaba Pizza as well, of course, to our parent company, iNet Online, and all of our guests and content providers of this show. Have yourself a fantastic week. We'll see you guys back here next week, right here on Into the Box, presented by Wilson's Transportation.